Hi, my name is Carola. Thank you for watching. This flow is appropriate for all levels. However, if you are not sure whether you should do this practice or not, please check with your doctor. Thank you for joining me. Paz y luz.
Namaste, everyone. Today we're going to do a strong warrior flow. So I called it strong warrior because I did a small flow centered around the warrior series, and the reason I did this was it was part of my 300-hour yoga teacher training. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the warrior poses. So it is called Virabhadrasana. Vira meaning warrior, Bhadra meaning righteous, and then asana meaning pose. So this series, or the poses, they surround the Hindu god Shiva, who is one of the three gods that are revered a lot in the Hindu tradition, and he's considered to be a protector. However, he has a dark side, and the whole warrior series, just to kind of make the myth a little short, and I'll put the description and just more in detail about the myth of the poses in my blog. But he eventually gets married to Sita, and Sita's dad did not approve of their marriage. So when they got together, the parents did it's called a yagna. So it was like a sacrificial celebration, and they didn't invite them. So Sita was very upset and decided to go, but all they did was insult her because they did not like Shiva. So she decided to jump into the ceremonial fire. Shiva found out, and then he transformed into Virabhadra, which is kind of like an incarnation of his dark side. And in that transformation, that's where Warrior 1 comes. And then he goes to the palace and destroys it, kills everybody, and beheads Sita's dad, who was King Daksha. And at that moment that he beheads him, that is Warrior 2. The Warrior 2 pose kind of symbolizes that. And then, Shiva is a merciful god, so he decided to bring everything back, including King Daksha. But when he brought him back with a goat's head. So King Daksha, seeing how merciful and grateful he was to be brought back, he decided to become a passionate devotee of Shiva. So that's kind of like the quick little rundown on the myths. So hope you enjoy the flow. Okay, so we're going to start centering on our bellies. So let's go ahead and put our hands on our hands, and just being really, 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 really relaxed. We're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. So we're just going to kind of just let go of everything as we breathe in through our nose. Let's bring all that positive energy. Just think about all the goodness, what you want to get out of the practice. And then as we breathe out, envision just getting rid of everything that doesn't serve you for the day. And when we breathe in, we want to make sure that we are breathing into our ribs. So you should see your ribs expand if you were looking at yourself from above.
And then when you exhale, you make sure that your belly button is just pushing in so that all the air comes out. And we're just going to do that for a couple of breaths. And also as we breathe in, we can count to, 6, for example, or whatever number you choose. And then when you breathe out, the same number. So just make sure that your inhales and your exhales are the same length. So let's go ahead and breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. So just a couple more on your own. And last inhale. And release. So let's go ahead and get on our backs. So we're just going to warm up our back a little bit by just doing a couple of pelvic tilts. So what you want to do is your feet should be firmly on the mat. And right now you should be at neutral spine. So you should have that natural curvature in the back, on your back, on your lower back. But when what you want to do is you're going to take the bottom, the pelvis region, so it's right under your belly button, so you feel where your hip bones are, and just kind of go in with your fingers, and right there, that little part, we are going to kind of tighten that. And what you do, it's almost like you're not like super tightening it like when you're like doing when you're going to lift a heavy couch or something like that. So what you want to do is kind of just take your belly button into your spine and kind of just drag it, like feel like you're pulling it up to your navel. And then when you do that, you're making your back touch the floor, so you're straightening it. So that should have like a little tightness, and you should feel it. You can even kind of touch the pelvic region and kind of feel that tightening. And then release. So when you release, your spine goes back to neutral position. So breathing in and tightening. And exhale, going back to neutral. One more time. In. And exhale, going back to neutral. Okay, I like one more time. Breathing in, tightening it, and exhale. So I learned that little move from another yoga teacher, and it's really helped me a lot with strengthening helping to strengthen my core, because I have a lot of sciatic issues. So I've been working really hard to strengthen the core and also the glutes to help your back. So hopefully that might help you guys out a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna start in easy pose. So let's go ahead, and your spine should be straight. If you need to, you can definitely use a block just to kind of help prop you up a little bit.
or a blanket or a pillow or anything you have. So let's just go ahead and just inhale and exhale just a couple of breaths. So just the same as when we were laying down, you want to expand your ribs and then push the air out. So let's go ahead and breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Expanding those ribs, even trying to get a little bit of air on the top of your back. Puffing it out. And exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. And let's take this time to maybe set an intention for the day. So, whatever you need for the day or the night, if you're doing this in the evening, just go ahead and set whatever intention that you need.
What do you see?
All right, let's go ahead and breathe in. Arms up. Up, 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 reaching for the ceiling. And exhale. Let's go ahead and bringing your right arm over your left. Trying to plug those fingers onto the wall, keeping your left arm strong. Inhale up, our palms touching. And exhale to the other side. Again, strong arm. And your left arm wanting to touch the wall. Inhale up. And now we're going to go into eagle arms. So left arm under. So if this is a little, just a little hard to kind of get your arms like this, you can always just put your two arms together and that'll be fine too. So either or. So once you're here, we can just go ahead and just, as we breathe in and out, just move our arms up and down, feeling that stretch on the back of our shoulder blades. Inhale up, palms touching, and exhale. Now the left arm. Up, right arm to left side, twisting to the left, making sure your spine is straight. Inhale up and exhale, left arm to your knee, right arm back, making sure that your back is straight.
What do you see with your mind's eye?
Inhale up. And now let's put our arms down and our left hand grabbing the right side of our head. Just kind of pulling it down a little bit. Letting go. Right arm to left side of the head. Letting gravity pull it down. You don't want to pull it hard with your hand. And release. Okay, let's go ahead and inhale. So inhale, we're going to lengthen our spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold forward, making sure that our sitting bones are on the mat. And just going as far as you can. So wherever you are, that's perfectly fine. Keeping our chests broad and open. We want to be looking ahead at 45 degrees. and your spine straight. You don't want to curve your back. Inhale up. Let's change feet. So just put the other leg in front of the other. In front. And inhaling up and exhaling. We're just going to come all the way down wherever you can, making sure that our chest is broad, our looks, our gaze is at a 45-degree angle. And as you breathe in, just think of lengthening your spine, kind of coming out of your head, like lengthening, coming up out of your head. And then as you exhale, you're trying to get a little bit further down. Let's come up. Okay. Let's go ahead into a tabletop. Okay. And we're going to pull our belly down into cat. So before we do this, you want to make sure that your legs are at hip distance apart, your hands are hip distance apart, and you're pushing out of them strong. You don't want to dump any weight onto your shoulders. So pushing out, fingers spread wide, and then inhale into cow. So your head is up, your belly is down, and exhale into cat. Rounding your back, pushing out of your arms. Inhale, cow. Head up, belly down, and exhale. One more time, inhale up and exhale down. Alrighty then, so now we're going to stay here and we're going to, let me kind of come this way so you guys can see me. So we're still in tabletop, we're going to thread the needle, so we're lifting our right arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to put it in between our left hand and our thigh. And a couple options, you can stay here, you can bring your left arm up, or you can put your left hand in between that crease. Making sure that your chest is open. You want to be opening your left shoulder blade. Inhale up. And now we're going to do the other side. So inhale, arm up, strong. And exhale. Push that hand in between. Option to put your arm up or to put it in between that crease. Opening up your chest. And release. So let's go ahead back into tabletop. And now we're going to find ourselves into downward facing dog. So plugging your toes and going ahead and pushing up. Since this is our first downward dog, you can pedal out your feet. Okay. And you want to make sure that you are strong with your hands. So making sure that your fingers are spread. You're pushing out. Your head should be heavy. If you need to bend your knees, that's perfectly fine. But just invite them to come down to the mat. Let's push out of the balls of our feet, bringing our right foot forward, and then bringing our left foot forward
forward fold. So that's belly to thigh. Your head should be loose, heavy, with no tension. And as we inhale, we're going to push out of the sides of our feet, and we're going to tighten our glutes and our core. Up, 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 up. And release. Okay, so now we're going to go into a little vinyasa, incorporating the warrior poses. So inhale in, exhale, forward fold. Make sure that your head dot is the first coming down so it doesn't hurt your back. Belly to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, or modification, you can put your hands on your shins, making sure that your spine is straight. Exhale, back to plank or modified plank with your knees down. And then chaturanga or knees, chin, and chest. And up dog. And downward facing dog. Okay, let's take a breath or two here. Let's inhale, bring our right foot forward, and exhale. We're going to bring it in,
Unafraid.
and we're going to go into Warrior One. So Virabhadrasana 1. So you want to be strong. Your back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Your front knee, you want to make sure that it's in line with your ankle or behind. You don't want it to be like way in front. Okay, and then arms up. You can even roll your shoulders back and then put your arms up. You want to make sure that your scapula kind of feels like they're locking in place. Being strong. Remember, this is when Shiva transforms into Virabhadra. Okay, bringing your arms back, palms touching. We're going to stretch back. And exhale, coming forward. Bringing your arms up. And if you fall, that's fine. Coming up, arms up. And now we're going to go into Warrior Two. So our left foot is now going to be parallel to the mat.
State of mind.
Your the back of your heel is going to be in line with the arch of your foot, and you want to make sure that you're kind of facing at a 45-degree angle. You want your hips neutral. You don't want to be kind of twisted either way. And your arms nice and long, making sure again, if you want to roll your shoulders back and then pull your arms out so that they are straight. Okay, so this is Virabhadrasana 2. So this is that part that Virabhadra beheads King Daksha for what happened to his wife Sita. Being strong in this pose, pushing out of the front heel and pushing out of the side of our back foot. Now turning your palm, your front palm up. Inhale, revolved, Warrior Two. And exhale. Twisting, putting our right arm on our our right leg, and then our left hand out. Like you want to touch that wall again.
Inhale up, back to warrior two. And exhale, we're going to frame our front foot. We are going to go into plank pose, and we're going to go through our vinyasa. So chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. And remember, you can always modify with plank by putting your knees on the floor, and instead of chaturanga you can always do knees, chin, and chest, and instead of up dog you can do cobra. Alrighty, so let's inhale, bring our left foot up, and exhale, bring it forward. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So your left foot at a 45-degree angle so that we can come up into warrior one. Being strong.
Meditation.
Pushing out of the side of our back foot. Pushing out of our front heel. We can even roll our shoulders back to make sure that our scapulas are kind of, feels like they're locking in place. Exhale, go ahead and interlace your hands on your back. Inhale, come back. And exhale, going forward, trying to keep those palms together. Pushing out of the front heel to keep your stance strong. Inhale up. Arms up, strong, warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Now we're gonna go into Virabhadrasana 2 or warrior 2. So turning your back foot, being parallel with the mat, front foot. Again, making sure you're not going beyond your ankles. Strong, 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 strong.
Unafraid.
Turning your front
It's a
palm
state
up.
of mind.
Evolved warrior two, coming back. And exhale. Coming down. Reaching out of that right arm. Inhale up. Acknowledging the pose, warrior two. And cartwheeling our hands down, making sure we're framing our front foot, and plank. So I'll do the modification. So if you are with your knees down, you would do knees, chin, and chest, and then pushing up into cobra, and then going into downward facing dog. Let's take a breath here. Pushing out of the balls of our feet, bringing our right foot forward, and then our left. Forward fold, belly to thighs. Pushing out of the sides of our feet. Up, 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 up. Strong. And hands in Anjali Mudra. Back in Tadasana pose. Okay, so now we're going to go. You can move up a little bit on your mat. So now we're going to go into our warrior three. So let's put our weight on the right leg or right foot, and just raising our left leg a little bit. We're going to go all the way back. Bending, you can bend that right leg just a little bit. Left foot facing down, and if you fall, that's perfectly fine. You can keep your hands in Anjali Mudra, or you can put them forward. bending that right foot more, coming up to high lunge. So remember, Warrior 3 or Virabhadrasana 3 is when Shiva decides to show mercy to the king and brings him back in all of his palace and everything, so that he's alive but with a goat's head. Let's bring our arms down, framing our foot. Let's go back to plank pose and let's go to our vinyasa. So chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Taking a breath or two here, making sure we're strong. Hands spread, fingers spread. Trying to maybe invite your heels on the mat if they weren't able to make it before. Maybe now that you've warmed up a little bit, maybe you're able to reach the floor. Reaching up, bringing your left foot forward, bringing your right foot forward. Let's go ahead and forward fold, so belly to thighs. Head should be without any tension. Pushing out of the sides, up, 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 up. And hands in Anjali Mudra. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same thing with our, on the other side. So you can come up a little bit if you need to. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Placing our weight on our left foot. Bringing our right foot up a little bit. And then starting to go back. Foot should be facing down and your spine should be straight. You can also put your hands out. Bending that front foot, going back into high lunge. Now we are going to frame our feet, going back into plank, and again doing our vinyasa. So coming down, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. And this will be our last downward of the practice. So go ahead and try to make it a good one. Arms straight, head loose, inviting those heels to the mat. Okay, and now bending your knees, coming almost to tabletop, but just hovering a little bit over the mat. Let's just hold it for a breath or two, get a little core work in. And release. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to go into staff pose. So legs straight, pulling any extra meat from your thighs so that you're laying flat on your on the mat. You can, if you have a block, you can put it behind your sitting bones just to keep you straight if you need it. Okay, so inhale up and exhale. We're going to grab wherever you can on your legs or on your feet, making sure that our spine is straight as we come down. We don't want to be rounded. We want it to be straight. So if you need for it to stay straight, if you need to be here, then that's perfectly fine. Okay. You want to feel the stretch on your hamstrings. And as you inhale, you can envision yourself lengthening, and as you exhale, you can see if you can come down a little bit more. Think again, belly to thigh, and release. Okay, so we're going to Let me put this in. Alrighty, so we're gonna bring our right leg over our left. Let's go ahead and give it a hug. Spreading our left feet. And right arm back. And you're gonna lift your left hand and hook it on the right knee, making sure that your spine is straight, twisting to the right. Exhale. Now to the other side. Okay. Making sure that your feet are, your front foot is spread open, hugging that knee, spine straight. Left arm back. Lift your right hand up and hook it to the left knee, making sure that your spine is straight and gazing to the back if you can. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and find ourselves in a laying position. Okay. Oh, alrighty. So let's go ahead and bring our legs at a 90 degrees. We want our arms to the side. Okay. And let's go ahead and twist to the left. So just letting your feet fall, looking to the right. If you feel like you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can always cross your right over your left, and then it kind of hooks it down and it gives you a deeper stretch. And your hands kind of like a T. And if you, if it's comfortable for you, looking over to the right. Just letting go of any tension. You don't want to feel like you're hurting in this pose. When you have a place that's kind of tight, you can kind of envision your breath as you breathe in. Just breathing in like these little bubbles, and as you exhale, you're pushing those bubbles to the area that you have tension. Just kind of envisioning that. Up, back to our 90 degrees, and exhale. So we're going to go to the right. So again, if you want a deeper stretch, you can fold your left foot over your left leg over your right, arms out, and I invite you to go to the left. Just letting go of any tension. Release. Okay, legs back to 90 degrees. So now we're going to go to supine frog. So go ahead and just grab your knees, and we're just going to open them, just letting gravity pull them down, just getting a good stretch in our inner thighs. And if you want to, you can, sometimes I'll lengthen my legs just to kind of get a little bit better stretch. So whatever you need to do to feel good right now. Okay, bringing your legs up. Now reaching in between, We're going to grab the outside of our feet and we're going to go into happy baby pose. So bringing them up, feet facing the ceiling, your legs at a 90 degree, just kind of getting a good stretch. Okay, so one last stretch. Let's go ahead and fold our right leg over our left. We're going to scissor them. Go ahead and grab the tops of your shins, and you're just going to pull back just a little, just to give your hips a good stretch. Well, your right hip a good stretch. And release. Go to the other side, holding your shins, using your biceps to bring your legs to you. This time you'll feel the stretch on your left hip, kind of in this area. And release, and let's go ahead and let's put our legs down to Savasana. So you can put them mat distance. If it's uncomfortable for you to have your you laying this way on your back, you can always bring your feet up, kind of mat distance, and then let your knees just be held up by gravity. And then you can have your arms up, your palms up. If you want to, one on your belly, one on your heart, or if you want a cactus, then that's fine too. So whatever feels comfortable here. And let's go ahead and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay. And now breathing just normally, closing our mouths, opening our teeth, or parting our teeth. Just slowly, just letting our breath coming back to normal. And as we lay here, I want you to envision being under a beautiful blue sky that has these fluffy white clouds. As you're laying here, envision the sunlight kind of being hidden behind these fluffy white clouds. And slowly but surely a soft wind blows and the cloud just kind of starts moving away from the sun. So as it moves, you start to feel the warmth of the sun's rays. Imagine that these rays, they're starting at the bottom of your feet. And as it starts moving up, everywhere it touches, it's releasing tension. So imagine it bringing warmth to your feet and your shins and your knees. And as it brings this warmth, just letting go of any tension that you might have. Just allowing those parts to just melt with the floor. And imagine now that sun, the rays are moving up to your thighs, to your hips, to your lower back, where it's always, usually where most people hold a lot of tension. Further up to your upper back, reaching your ribs, your chest, your shoulders, where is another place where there's also always a lot of tension. Just imagine that warmth, the sun's warmth, just elbows to your biceps, just continuously moving up, up, up to your neck. All those parts just releasing warmth as the sun touches it. And then finally imagine it moving up your face, to your chin, to your mouth, to your nose, your eyes, all little parts of your face that tend to hold tension, your ears, top of your head. Now imagine that you're just in this field and the sun is just radiating this warmth and glow all over you, and you're just melting to the floor, to the earth. Let's breathe here for 1 or 2 breaths. Let's go ahead and bring our arms up. We can interlace them, pushing up and then pushing up, pushing out of our toes, also just kind of lengthening and stretching. Let's bring our heels to the floor and turning to whatever your favorite side is. Go ahead and turn, and then laying on your arm. Let's inhale, and as you exhale, go ahead and push yourself up into a seated position, continuing to keep your eyes closed. And just breathing in and out, being thankful for your body and it allowing you to be able to do this practice today. I also want to invite you to keep the theme of the flow, strength, warrior strength. Anytime anything happens to you, just think of yourself like a strong warrior. Think how strong you felt in those poses and how strong you are inside. You have that inside you. So thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.